Welcome to the Simply Business Club podcast, the podcast that is simply conversational. We'll talk to members of the club, find out about their business and how Simply Business Club supports them. Simply Business Club, the rising tide that lifts all boats.
Hello and welcome to the Simply Business Club podcast.
Hello, I'm John.
And I'm Rachel.
How are you doing, Rachel? You all right?
I'm good. I don't know how to do this.
What have we done?
This is all about simply conversation.
Yeah.
Not simple conversation.
No, the Simply Business Club, simply conversational podcast.
That's the one.
Yeah, something like that.
Should have left you to say that bit at the
Should've
beginning,
done,
shouldn't I? So, John, tell us all about... Start with Simply Business Club. What is Simply Business Club?
Okay, Simply Business Club is business networking, but it's business networking with a difference. We set up business Simply Business Club in 2020 under a different name, under Simply Networking, but then it was going to be a local face-to-face meeting in Ramsgate, and then we were going to do a few more in the Kent area, and just that was going to be it kind of thing. Then obviously 2 meetings in, some bloke up in London decided to close everyone down, and sadly COVID happened. And we had to think on our feet. What are we going to do? Are we just going to stop that and wait for a few weeks as thought at that point, or do we embrace online? Do we find a way? And I got invited to another meeting, for another online meeting, and all of a sudden it was like, I like this. This is good. The opportunities online are really, really good. They're really, the fact that you can meet people anywhere, the fact that you can save on time because you only have to log on a minute before the meeting. Yeah. The fact that you save on fuel. There's loads of benefits to online networking. So we started doing it, and then obviously we found there's another Simply Networking up north. So we decided to change the name because it was getting a bit confusing. So we decided to rebrand Simply Business Club and go from there. And off the back of that, we were playing around for about a year, trying to work out what the best format was, how we were going to do it. We had 5 meetings a week. We were doing one a day. We were doing different times. We were doing different types of meetings. And then it got around to about May 2021. Mm-hmm. And we think that we stumbled across where we are now, then. And so 3 meetings. So the one on the Monday at 11 o'clock, one on Thursday at 12:30, and one at 7:30 on Friday each week. And the reason for all of that is because there's different people wanting different times. There's different people wanting different days. And so that was it in terms of structure. But what we do differently in the meeting is that we give everyone 3 or 4 minutes to talk. So it's I know it's amazing. So instead of your elevator pitch, instead of the 1 minute, we decided, actually, do you know what? Let's relax it. Let's all chill out a little bit, and let's take the opportunity to give everyone a little bit more time to talk. Yeah. And we came up with the really sorry, my phone is going off. Great timing. And it was a great opportunity to sort of give people more time. Yeah. But on top of that, I've also been to lots of networking where people have got to the end of their 60-second pitches, and I've had a question. Give me more information. I want more information. But at the same time, I've been very lazy, because they've left the meeting and I've not had a chance to talk to them. And guess what? I didn't follow up on it. Right. So I didn't find out that information. And it was something that I always thought, what if that could happen? So we included it. So we said, right, you've got 3 or 4 minutes to talk, and then included within that time, you get the opportunity to open it up to the room. So I will talk about the club or design or whatever I'm talking about. And then I'll open it up. You might have a question, or someone else in the room might have a question, and it might be pertinent to whatever's going on at that point, or it might be something that I've said, or it might be, can you clarify that, or it might even be just, do you know what, I've used John's services recently and he's amazing. All of them things kind of come together to make what we found over the last few years is that it's made people more connect quicker.
Yeah.
Because you don't necessarily need that one-to-one to find out if you're going to have a proper one-to-one.
Yes.
Because the proper one-to-one, people have one-to-ones in networking. Touch the table, sorry Ben. People have one-to-ones in networking because they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
Whereas what we found with the way we do it is you'll have one-to-ones with the people that you want to have one-to-ones with, and you should have one-to-ones with everyone, but there's going to be those that maybe are more important to you and things like that.
The thing is, time is precious in business.
100%.
And we all know time is also money.
Yeah.
It's not just about the preciousness and I've got things to do. So if I'm going to use an hour or two of my time to go and have a one-to-one, I really want it to be a valuable one-to-one and to know the person that I'm speaking with is either genuinely interested in working together, collaborating, or understanding my business to potentially, pass it on to somebody else and things. So, like you say, it's not a tick box exercise. There's no one forced to have a one-to-one.
No, that's it.
When they happen,
yeah,
it's because people genuinely want them.
Absolutely. And the other side of it as well is that we very much focus on support, and that's one of the things. Obviously, this podcast was brought into play, and it's one of the things that will be going throughout the majority of the episodes is that we are all about support. It's about the support far more than it is about the referrals, because it's a really, 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 really weird one. The business will just happen.
Yeah.
It'll just happen. If you start to know, like, and trust people, the business in the room will just happen, and it does. We've found that over the 2 years or nearly 3 years that we've been running properly. And so I don't really count that first year, or just over
a learning
because it was. Yeah. It was sort of, we were, I say, playing at it. We were developing the product, and so I don't really class the fact that we started until May 21, because that's when we started doing memberships, we started doing specific meetings and things like that. So that's when I say that we started, because that first bit was testing the water, checking things out, and all that. So
market research.
Yeah, sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So there was lots of that, and it was. But the biggest thing, as I say, the biggest thing, and we will always be pushing it, is support. Because if I support you, if you support me, if we support Ian or Stuart or Nat or whoever, it doesn't matter. Whatever the members, or even the visitors who come to the room. If we all support each other, we all win. And I found a quote from JFK that was, "A rising tide lifts all boats," and I was like, "That's mine. I'm having that. I'm absolutely stealing that." It's like that's a quality quote, because it is. It's true. If we all help each other, we all win. If that boat helps that, but the rising tide, it's just it's.
So you've obviously amazing success with the club itself, the online meetings. You also do your in-person meetings as well.
Yep.
They're all about, as we've said, conversational networking. There's not that limit on time. How is the podcast, this new element, now going to play a feature in that?
So what we're doing, we're giving the members more of a voice. We want to, obviously, yes, it's great. We have meetings. There's lots of opportunities to meet with different people. There's lots of opportunities to share online. But why not more? A podcast is more. It's like, there's lots and lots of opportunities, and a podcast using your video team, who are, by the way, flipping awesome, to help bring this together. It's the way forward. If we can put a podcast out there, if we can engage with more people, then fantastic. Whether they're business owners or not, if they're business professionals, fantastic. If you don't have a reason to network because you're an employee, okay, fine, not a problem. It's more about, again, it's coming back to, it's the support. If you give people advice at some point about videos, fantastic. I can give people advice about design. At some point, we'll do one where you interview me about design. Fine, okay, great. It's about what we're offering to the listeners, and hopefully they will get a lot from it. Hopefully they will continue to listen because they'll be enjoying it. But it's giving our members another voice, and it's another opportunity to put it out there. And we'll share it on our website. We'll share it all over socials. and yeah, it'll just be another added value to membership.
So it ultimately sounds like the podcast is just, like I say, it's another element, it's another feature, but it's nothing you've said is about sales pitches or anything like that. It's about getting to know the members who are a part of the group.
Yeah.
Externally, how are people going to be introduced to the SBC? How do they get to know the members? What other mediums, and how do they get to hear this?
Well, we are working really hard in the background, social media. We're working really hard in the background on the website. We've also got the magazine, which is just here. There it is. And so there's lots of avenues for us to get the name out there, for us to talk about what we do and how we're doing it. And we're just doing more of it. You know, the more we can get the name out there, the more we can push it, the more we can develop a good bit of brand awareness. It's just, yeah, that's the main thing. Like I say, the more avenues we can do to promote, we don't need to sell it. It sells itself. People come along. You can come along to 4 meetings for free online, and it's an opportunity for you to find out what it's all about. And you know, if you enjoy it and you've got a reason to be there, brilliant. If you enjoy it and don't have a reason to be there, then still come along.
Have a conversation
at the end of the day. But no, at the end of the day, we want people who are going to engage. We want people who are going to support, because that is, in the end, what it's all about. It's about support, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it, and because that's what it is. You know, I've been through tough times. Back in 2015, I lost my house, lost my car, lost everything, and at the time, that was really, really hard to talk about. That was hideous, and it was horrible to go through. Now we are 9 years on, and it's still hard to talk about because it was a horrible time, and I did let some people down, and I did, you know, it wasn't nice, but it was what it was, and you know, I've learned a lot from that. And you know, if I can learn from that and I can show support, I didn't have support then.
Yeah.
You know, if I would hope that if someone in the club was in that situation, they would be able to turn around and go, do you know what, guys, I'm really struggling. I'm really, really struggling. And it'd be like, right, what can we do? How can we help?
And I think that's it, is that the club, you know, from a personal standpoint on our side of things and our business, is that it's not necessarily that I'm sharing with everyone. There's a few select members I can share some bits with, a few select members I can share other bits with, and together, regardless of what a problem or is, that we have people we can turn to when it comes to celebrating. Boy, oh boy, you guys are on about celebrating everything that happens, anything
100%.
that happens. And, you know, I think this year alone, in the year that we've been members, I think we've been to about 4 parties of celebrating businesses, wins of business, you know, those sorts of things. So it's not just the support for how to keep growing and how to run a business, but sometimes we forget to celebrate ourselves. So it's support around us going, come on, let's go for a drink down the pub, and let's celebrate that client that you've got, and celebrate those things that help you keep trudging through as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only thing we haven't touched on was the shows that we're going to at the XL.
Well, this is
haven't even touched on that.
Next Avenue.
You know, so it's one of them that we're now talking about the possibility of more shows. Well, we went to the business show in November. We took, you guys came along, and we had other people come along with their businesses. But again, we did it differently. I've been to other networking groups. I've been to exhibitions where and exhibited for them, not for me. And there was no opportunity for me to say, hi, I'm John from. It was no, we'll talk about, and that's not right, because there's no networking in the world, right the way to the top. There's no network in the world that isn't only there because of its members. You know, its members are what it is all about, and if we promote you, if you come along to the show like you did, and you talk about why am I a member of SBC? Oh, and by the way, your video team, we do video.
Yeah.
We do video, and there was an opportunity. A few of the other people who came along, Lawrence from Circle 17 and Utility Warehouse, he got a couple of really great clients from being at the show in November, and And what we've done with that is we've forged partnerships with the business show, with the franchise show, with the business expo, and we've forged them partnerships, and we're going to have a stand as SBC, but our members are going to come with us. And there's no charge to you. It's just part of your membership. It's another benefit. It's just yet another benefit.
Another thing.
Yet another benefit. But again, it's all about the support. It's about that. If we support you, if you get to there, you'll take us with you. And it's, if we all help each other, we all win. I'm going to keep saying it.
Like rising tide. It feels like SBC is the tide that all our little boats are on.
Yeah, that's the hope, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So I'm going to summarise then. So there's currently going online meetings, in-person meetings, the magazine, the new launch of this podcast.
Yeah.
We've got conventions that we're attending.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? I mean, social media pages, website.
Yeah, we've got all the social media and websites and everything, but there's nothing else at the moment.
At the moment.
There is one or two other things that we are talking about in the background that aren't quite ready yet.
Okay.
Watch this space on that one. But no, yeah, I think that's a lot that we're putting out there at the moment. But it's just how quickly can we take over the world?
I love it. And where do people come to find out?
So you can go to Eventbrite to find the meetings on there. We get a lot of traction from that. But we do obviously have our website, simplybusinessclub.co.uk. You can phone 01843 627 001. Or you can email me or email the club, info@simplybusinessclub.co.uk.
Amazing. Anything else?
I don't think so.
No, I think we're ready to go.
It's all good.
This is the beginning.
It's all good. This is the first one. This is it.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Go and find some members to go and interview.
Let's go and interview some people.
Let's do this.
Let's have it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Simply Business Club podcast. Keeping business simply conversational. Simply Business Club, supporting business growth and sharing knowledge. Join us to get involved. See you in the next episode. This podcast is a Your Video Team production. To start your podcast, contact Your Video Team now.